Hello, John Williams, Wealth Advisor at Bautis Financial. And one of the most common questions we get as advisors is how to approach paying off debt. The answer to this question is not a fits all approach, and it's really going to be dependent on your unique situation. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about the important things to consider and the steps you should take before paying off specific debt. Now, the thing you want to understand is whether or not, in the beginning, the thing you want to understand is whether or not you have enough of an emergency fund once you pay off this debt. And an emergency fund is essentially the cash, is exactly what it sounds like. It's the cash we recommend you keep on hand in savings to cover any unforeseen expenses. This amount should be we recommend anywhere from 3 to 6 months of your household expenses. So do a quick spot check on your household expenses, and consider keeping 3 to 6 months of cash aside for those unforeseen expenses. Now, if you're not going to have enough money once you would pay down this debt, we right away would recommend that you would hold off until you would have enough money to consider, and really just start over. If you have enough, if you would have enough emergency funds intact after paying the debt, then the next thing we want to consider is you have enough money to cover what we call short-term goals within roughly 1 to 3 years. This could be anything from needing to maybe buy a new car, needing a down payment on a house. You want to make sure that you keep those funds around, and you're not zapping those short-term goals and the capital needs there. And again, if you're paying this debt and it's going to dip into those funds, we would recommend that you save up enough cash, enough funds to cover the emergency fund and the 1 to 3 year goals. And if after paying the debt, you're looking good on those 1 to 3 year goals and your emergency funds, next you want to consider any tax consequences from paying the debt. This could be something. This might include capital gains. So let's say if you have some investments laying around, you sell those. Maybe there'd be some capital gains involved. Really, you just want to be mindful of paying any unnecessary taxes when paying off the debt. But if taxes aren't an issue, you want to the next thing you want to really think about is what your primary motivation or rationale behind paying off the debt is. Are you looking to are there some high payments involved with the debt, monthly payments, and are you looking to improve cash flow? Are the interest rates on the debt pretty high, or are there other personal reasons that you're considering for paying down the debt? If you're looking to improve cash flow, you want to understand whether or not paying the debt with your own funds would be better than consolidating the debt first. So if there's any other opportunities to consolidate the debt, maybe with a personal loan, maybe even looking at a HELOC on the house and looking what the interest rates are there. But if you after considering this, if you're not lowering or freeing up any cash flow, you may just want to consider using your own money. And then, from there, if your main primary concern or rationale is lowering interest rates, especially on credit cards, then what you want to look at is any other opportunities you might have with those funds that we were looking to pay down the debt. So if you let's say the main opportunity would be investing. So if you would expect a higher return investing the money than the actual debt's interest rate. So let's say your interest rate is let's say 5% on the debt, and you think you could earn let's say roughly 8% on investing the funds, then you might want to consider doing so. We basically call this arbitrage. So if you have that debt, that 5%, and you can earn that extra roughly 3% by investing the money, then you might want to consider it. Now, with that said, you want to consider how much more risk you're going to be taking on. You want to really just kind of weigh how much more, whether or not that extra risk you're taking on is really going to be worth what the difference is. So always consider taking on more risk and how that plays in. And then finally, there might be other personal considerations. Like maybe you want to pay down the debt to improve your credit score for some reason. And many times people just don't like having debt around. Sometimes there's just a significant amount of emotional stress that debt might be causing you, and that should also be a consideration, of course. This flow chart that we have here, it's available if you want to use it for your own reference. Feel free to download it below. If there's anything unique about your situation, or you want to discuss anything, feel free to set up a call below as well. We'd be happy to speak with you about that and help in any way we can. So with that, thanks for joining me today, and I'll talk to you soon.